are Torpedo bats taking over Yankee Stadium. Have you noticed those crazy Torpedo bats making a splash at Yankee Stadium? If you've been keeping an eye on the Yankees lately, you might have spotted players swinging these oddly shaped bats with a wider barrel and a sleeker design. But what exactly are they, and why are they suddenly everywhere? Torpedo bats, engineered for maximum power and precision, have been turning heads across Major League Baseball. Unlike traditional bats, they boast a unique design aimed at optimizing the sweet spot, allowing hitters to make cleaner, more explosive contact with the ball. The Yankees, always at the forefront of innovation, have been early adopters, leading the charge in what some are calling a hitting revolution. But the twist is this: not everyone is thrilled. While Yankee fans celebrate the team's newfound power, critics argue that these bats might be pushing the boundaries of fair play. Are Torpedo bats the future of baseball, or just another passing trend? At first glance, Torpedo bats look like something out of a futuristic baseball league. Unlike traditional bats, which have a more uniform cylindrical shape, Torpedo bats feature an unconventional design with a slightly flattened aerodynamic barrel. This shape isn't just for show, it's engineered to expand the sweet spot, giving hitters a greater chance of making solid contact. Developed with insights from physics and biomechanics, these bats allow players to generate more power and accuracy, leading to harder hit balls and longer home runs. The mastermind behind this innovation is Aaron Lienhart, a former MIT engineer turned baseball equipment specialist. His goal was simple: to create a bat that maximizes efficiency while still conforming to Major League Baseball regulations. Through extensive testing and refinement, Lienhart and his team crafted a bat that reduces drag, enhances bat speed, and ultimately gives hitters an edge. For players, the appeal is obvious. More consistent contact means more hits, and more hits means better stats and potentially bigger contracts. Yankees sluggers have been quick to adopt this technology, hoping it will give them an advantage in an increasingly competitive league. But while the benefits seem clear, some wonder if Torpedo bats are changing the game too much, too fast. As their use spreads, the baseball world is divided. Are these bats a groundbreaking evolution or an unfair advantage? The impact of Torpedo bats at Yankee Stadium has been impossible to ignore. Since their introduction, the Yankees' offensive firepower has reached new heights, with a noticeable increase in home runs and hard-hit balls. In a recent series, the team shattered records, launching an unprecedented number of home runs and overwhelming opposing pitchers. What's even more intriguing is that this surge isn't just coming from the usual heavy hitters. Players across the lineup, including emerging stars, have embraced the new bats and are reaping the benefits. Players like Jazz Chisholm Jr. and Cody Bellinger, who have recently switched to Torpedo bats, have seen a remarkable boost in their performance, with higher batting averages and increased RBI production. Even veteran sluggers who were initially skeptical are starting to take notice. However, not everyone in the Yankee clubhouse has made the switch. Aaron Judge, one of the team's most dominant hitters, has continued to rely on his traditional bat, proving that skill and comfort still play a huge role in a player's success. Yet, with the Yankees leading the charge in this new batting revolution, the rest of the league is beginning to pay attention. Other teams are now questioning whether they should follow suit or if Torpedo bats are simply a temporary trend. With each game, the debate grows louder, and the baseball world waits to see if these bats will truly redefine the future of hitting. Enjoying this so far? Don't forget to hit subscribe for more videos like this. Apart from Yankee players, several others have used Torpedo bats, including Adley Rutschman of the Baltimore Orioles, Elly De La Cruz, and Jose Trevino of the Cincinnati Reds. Also Dansby Swanson and Nico Horner of the Chicago Cubs, Ryan Jeffers of the Minnesota Twins, Alec Boehm of the Philadelphia Phillies, and again, O'Neal Cruz of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Junior Caminero of the Tampa Bay Rays, and David Schneider of the Toronto Blue Jays have used it. While some players and coaches are embracing the innovation, others argue that these bats may be bending the spirit of the game. The debate is heating up, with critics questioning whether torpedo bats provide an unfair advantage or if they are simply another step in baseball's natural revolution. One of the main concerns revolves around whether the bats make hitting too easy. Traditionalists argue that baseball has always been a game of precision, skill, and mechanics, where mastering the art of hitting is just as important as raw power. With torpedo bats increasing the likelihood of solid contact, some worry that the game could become unbalanced, favoring offense over the battle between pitchers and hitters. It feels like we're playing a different version of baseball, one anonymous pitcher complained. If these bats are the future, then what's stopping us from changing everything else about the game? On the other side of the argument, players using torpedo bats insist that this is just another technological advancement, much like the evolution of gloves, cleats, and training techniques. Yankees slugger Cody Bellinger defended the bat, saying it's still up to the player to make the right swing. If it helps me be more consistent at the plate, why wouldn't I use it? Coaches, too, have pointed out that the MLB regulations still govern bat dimensions and materials, ensuring that torpedo bats remain within the rules. While using torpedo bats does not violate any rules, the Yankees may be putting their star players at risk of injury. It was recently revealed that Yankees slugger Giancarlo Stanton, who is set to start the season on the injured list, attributes the issue in both of his elbows to bat adjustments made last year, which likely included the use of torpedo bats. Despite the controversy, one thing is clear: torpedo bats are making an impact, and the league must decide to respond. Will they become a standard tool for hitters, or will Major League Baseball step in and set limits on their use? As more teams experiment with these bats, the debate is only getting started, and baseball could be on the verge of one of its most significant rule discussions in years. With the Yankees leading the charge in using torpedo bats, the question remains: what does this mean for the future of baseball? If these bats continue to give players an undeniable edge, it could forever change the way the game is played. More teams might follow suit, making traditional bats obsolete and shifting the dynamics of hitting entirely. Pitchers, in response, may have to rethink their strategies, developing new ways to counterbalance the offensive explosion these bats seem to encourage. Some skeptics worry that baseball could enter the era of excessive offense, reminiscent of past controversies like the steroid era. If home runs and high-scoring games become too common, will it diminish the excitement of the sport? Purists argue that baseball thrives on balance, a chess match between pitchers and hitters, not just a spectacle of power. Others see this innovation as part of the game's natural evolution, much like past improvements in glove technology, pitching mechanics, and analytics-driven strategies. Regulations might soon come into play as Major League Baseball officials monitor the impact of these bats. Could we see new rules limiting their use or banning them altogether? Or will the league fully embrace this technological leap, allowing torpedo bats to become the standard? As the debate rages on, one thing is certain: the Yankees' bold experiment is forcing baseball to confront a future that looks vastly different from its past. What do you think? Should torpedo bats be the new standard, or are they an unfair advantage? Share your thoughts below. Enjoy this, like and subscribe to help us bring you more great videos. See you next time.